guys, welcome back to another Alexa installment of video. Today we're going to be doing some pan-seared salmon. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our fillet salmon, which I have right here. I'm going to give it a quick rinse, and then I'm going to fillet it into smaller pieces and get it ready for the pan. Okay, so what I have here, here's the salmon. There's no skin on it today. It's just a regular small piece of salmon. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a rinse. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out. So I went ahead and I cut these into about 9 different fillet pieces. Now you can do them slightly bigger if you'd like, but this is just how much I wanted to do for tonight. These are about 2 inches wide. Okay, now that I've went ahead and cut these out, I'm gonna go ahead and give these a quick pat dry. Now you wanna go ahead and season your salmon. So I went and I started off with freshly ground pepper and I seasoned one side evenly and well, and then I went back and I added some salt. Now make sure you're using some fine sea salt over iodine salt, because iodine salt is just table salt and that's not what you wanna season your food with. So I'm just going to continue seasoning the fillet here, and each fillet piece is going to get about half a tablespoon of salt. And again, I'm just going to flip the salmon and then repeat the same actions I did for the front of the salmon. Once you finish seasoning your salmon, you want to make sure that you pick up any leftover seasonings on your cutting board, because we do not waste anything over here. So you see me, I'm just taking the fillet and I'm patting it down, making sure all of the salt and pepper are thoroughly packed onto it so that you get the most flavor. Okay, now is the actual cooking part. So I am turning on my stove to about a medium-high heat on both. And once those heat up for about 2 to 5 minutes is when we're gonna go ahead and add our oil. Now, I like to use avocado oil over olive oil or a vegetable oil, because avocado oil has a high smoking point, which means that your food won't burn as fast. Once you've added the oil to your pan, you want to make sure that you evenly coat the bottom of your pan so that every surface is covered in oil. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the salmon. And that is the sound of a hot pan. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you want to lay each fillet piece onto your hot pan. Now I did about 2 pieces in this larger pan because I had the space for it, and these were about evenly the same size. Now on the cast iron, I did do a smaller piece. You can do as many salmon as you like, as long as you're not overcrowding your pan and you can manage it. So you can do 1 at a time, or you can do 2 at a time. Just make sure that your pan is big enough and you're not stressing yourself out with doing more if you aren't comfortable with that. So about 2 minutes in, I went in and I checked the coloring on the bottom of the salmon, and it wasn't to my liking, so I left it down for another minute or 2 before I went in and I flipped the salmon, which is what I'm doing here. Now once you've flipped your salmon, you want to go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter to each pan. And once you've done that, you want to go ahead and add a crushed garlic to each pan. Now I did about 2 garlic cloves in the bigger pan and 1 in the single fillet pan. And then once I did that, I went ahead and I added some rosemary and thyme, and I started basting my salmon. Look at her, she's so sexy. As you can see, I finished basting my other piece of salmon, and you want to make sure that you're doing this step because basting your food will always help make sure that it's juicy and it's cooked all the way through. Now I'm drizzling about a teaspoon of honey on each piece of salmon. And then I'm going to continue basting so that the honey is thoroughly incorporated into the butter. After about 6 to 7 minutes, the salmon should be done. And now I'm going to go ahead and transfer these fillet pieces over to a wire rack so that they can cool. And now I'm going to clean my pan and basically just repeat the steps I did prior. And of course, we got to finish with our B-roll. And that's all we have for today, you guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And the instructions and ingredients are in the description below. I will see you next time.